Sandy from Sandy's Pantry, and today we're going to make a cheesecake. This is a wonderful cheesecake that was given to me years ago by a lady by the name of Marilyn Larson, and it goes back about 40 years, and I've been making it ever since. So here we go. Okay, for the graham cracker crust, I used 10 graham crackers, and they have been crushed, and I used the ultimate chopper because it doesn't crumbs them in just no time at all. It's so fast. But you can actually even buy it where it's been crumbed. So whatever's easiest for you. In the graham cracker crust, we put 5 tablespoons of melted butter. This has been pre-measured with 5 tablespoons. And we put in 1/3 cup of sugar. And you probably wonder, why do you have to put sugar into a graham cracker crust when you have the sweetness of the graham cracker? It actually makes the graham cracker crust bind together. That's why you use butter, and that's why you use sugar. It binds it together so that it doesn't fall apart when you go to eat. So we're gonna mix this up and make sure that you have all of the butter and the sugar together into the crumb mixture so it's moist. Then you take a cheesecake spring-loaded pan and spray a little of as you're spring loading, so you can see it has to be a cheesecake type of spring loading pan. So make sure you use the right kind of pan. And I sprayed a little bit of Pam in it just to make sure that it has no stick on the bottom. You could put a little oil too if you don't have Pam, either one. And then we're going to pour the crumb mixture into the bottom. And in this particular cheesecake, you do not bake the crust. The crust is going to be not baked beforehand.
You go.
Now, you want to make sure when you put the crust into the bottom of the pan that you pack it down. Very important you pack it down, because that will hold your crust better when you are finished with the cheesecake and you want to go to eat it. It will hold it better on the bottom. So we pack down all the edges, we pack it down. You could use the end of a measuring cup if you wanted to too. We are going to make the cheesecake itself to put into the pan. So we'll just set this aside for a minute, and then we'll start with the cheesecake. On the cheesecake, we're going to use, starting it with, I have my little recipe here. We're going to mix in sugar and corn syrup first. So we have 7/8 of a cup of granulated white sugar. And I have pre-measured 2 tablespoons of light corn syrup. I use Carol, but you can use whatever brand. It's just light corn syrup. 2 tablespoons of light corn syrup. And then we're going to mix that together on low speed. Then we're going to add a 1/2 cup of heavy cream. Make sure it's not half and half or something lighter. It needs to be heavy whipping type cream, heavy cream. So 1/2 cup of that. And we're going to mix that together. Now we're going to add 1 large egg. And we're going to mix that on low. Now we're going to put in the cream cheese for the cheesecake. The cream cheese, we're putting in 4. I use 4, and I use regular cream cheese rather than 1/3 less or anything that's less than regular full cheese, cream cheese, it actually tastes better. It comes out better. So we're blending the cream cheese and the egg yolk and the sugar. And the last thing is, once it's all blended together, you put in 3/4 of a teaspoon of vanilla. And I use pure vanilla. I don't use imitation or flavored vanilla. It makes a tremendous difference in your final flavor. Okay, so once all the vanilla has been blended in, we're going to pour it into the pan. Now this will come out in about 25 to 30 minutes. What you want to have is to come out as a golden brown color, not over brown, but just a golden brown. So spread the cream cheese evenly. And then we're going to put this into a hot oven. I have preset the oven to 450 degrees. And we're going to put it into the center rack of the oven. Always want to put your cakes, cookies, whatever in the center of the oven so that it's got airflow all the way around it so it bakes evenly. And then it is set at 450, and so we're going to set our timer for, I'm going to do 25 minutes. This has been in the oven for just about 30 minutes. You see how it jiggles? Mm-hmm. So you can either have the cheesecake plain, like this, or you can take cherry pie filling, blueberry pie filling, whatever flavor, strawberry, that you would like, and let it cool completely. It'll take a good 3 hours to cool completely. But then you can put whatever flavor pie filling you want on the top and serve it as cherry cheesecake, blueberry cheesecake, strawberry cheesecake, whatever your flavor is. But let it cool. It's got to cool now for at least 3 hours. Okay? You can have cheesecake plain, or if you prefer to have a cherry cheesecake, then I take a can of cherry pie filling and simply scoop it on the top, making sure you get all the edges with the pie filling. And I put this on before I take it out of the cheesecake pan, because that way it kind of controls the edges. It keeps it all in contact with each other. Okay, so we put that all in there, and then after we have it all on there, I go up a little bit on the side so it drips down a little bit on the edges too. When you take it out, kind of gives it a little bit of an edging and border. Then we simply open up the spring pan. It slips open just like that. And then it's got the base of the cheesecake pan on the bottom of it, which if you're serving at home and you're not going to be taking it out and leaving wherever, I have it on here. If in fact you think that you're going to be taking the cheesecake and you want to take it out for a party or for an event, you may want to put some parchment paper on the bottom or a cardboard inside on the bottom, and then you could remove the bottom here that belongs to the pan. But I typically just at home put it on here. So this is the cherry cheesecake.